Welcome back. Before the break, we saw Mika Koivuniemi beat Tommy Jones, and Team Europe are now 2 points away from a Weber Cup victory. Well, I've now caught up with Mika Koivuniemi. Mika, congratulations. That was real pressure at the end of that match, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a lot of pressure, but that's why you do the sports. You like to have moments like that. You need to strike to win for your team, and I was fortunate enough to throw good enough shot to strike.
You know, your teammates were watching round the back of the arena on a tiny little monitor because they reckoned that it brought you luck. When they'd gone round there, you started doing really well. That's why they weren't in the crowd.
I was wondering where they were.
It's your first year as captain, isn't it? Are you enjoying it? Do you find it more pressure, or do you find it kind of helps your game?
I don't really feel a big difference. It's a great honor to be captain, but we all are great bowlers. We all know what to do, and I feel I've been throwing good shots whole week, so I think it fits for me. You
have indeed, Mika. We'll look forward to seeing you again in the next game. Thanks very much indeed. There you go, the Moose as he gets ready for another game here in Barnsley. So this is confirmation of the results so far in the last session. As you can see, Team USA won the Baker match. Then Bill O'Neill almost had a perfect game to help USA take another point. But the Moose, Mika Koivuniemi, just beat Tommy Jones to move a step closer to winning the Weber Cup. Can the European captain take another win in the next game as he faces Mike Fagan? Let's hand over to your commentators, Cass Edwards and Andy Bodfish.
It's match 28 of a possible 33 at this Weber Cup, and what a Weber Cup we are being treated to. Europe up their singles average somewhat with captain Mika Koivuniemi's victory over Tommy Jones. Now it's Mike Fagan who steps up to face Europe's skipper and mighty man Mika Koivuniemi. The Finn up to the Oki first.
Bowling on the freshly conditioned lane. Oh dear, look at that one. Oh, a wobbler from the European captain, high through the head pin. And broke up some pins on the left-hand side. Now just watch this. Big snap in the back end. Ball comes up high. And there's the 4 and the 7, but there's some flying pins around for the flying Finn.
Mika Koivuniemi making the most of what is scheduled to be his last run out in this competition, and Mike Fagan responds with the same, namely a strike.
Yeah, quite a contrast in those two delivered balls. Fagan right in the pocket, carries 10. Mika was pretty fortunate to break the pins up, but it's all square after one.
Two strikes from 2 for Mika Koivuniemi.
Yes, certainly a lot more convincing ball than that was. Absolutely drove those pins right through the pin deck, right out the back. And if the back door was open, they'd be down the road. Down to Barnsley Football Club on the ground. Only three open frames for the European captain for the whole tournament. Mike Fagan has to respond.
And Mike Fagan does respond with another strike. Both players here perfect through 2.
Yeah, great reaction in the back end on this, as I say, freshly dressed lane. Fagan just the 2 opens in the tournament, that's even better. Both players getting really good reaction as the ball comes off the oil at 41 feet. That's as far as it goes. Some will carry down as more and more balls are rolled down this lane.
No, 7 pin left standing, and it is the first spare left by Mika Koivuniemi.
Well, everything drove across to that 7 pin, but nothing wanted to hit it. It's amazing. You'd have think something must have touched it. Crikey. Solid as a rocket stood. So it can only be a spare, and the Europeans' maximum drops down.
Yeah, makes that spare, but Mika Koivuniemi has been the first to blink here in this third singles matchup in the final session of the 2013 Weber Cup. Mike Fagan, his last 2 singles encounters have been against the same man, the other Scandinavian on Europe's team, Martin Larsen. 1 win and 1 defeat from those. And now Mike leaves the spare. It's the opposite pin to Mika's. It's the 10 pin.
Yeah, it's not a bad looking shot. The flying 6 pin. Why didn't it take it? It's gone all round it. Give the little nudge on the way. That pin's supposed to take that 10 pin away.
Straight through the 10 though for the spare.
Yes, the USA maximum drops, so it's equal at 279 apiece if they both strike off the what they call off the sheet right through the 10th frame.
Here comes Mika. 1 majors in the United States. Oh, no, didn't want to go, did it? So another spare, 2 in a row now.
Yeah, got a bit of reaction. It's high on the head pin. Look at this, it leaves the 4 pin and the 9 pin. And sometimes when that 4 pin drops, it will fall over and hit that 9 pin. This time it's laid right in front of it. Not having it today, so it's another single pin spare.
Mika again to take away the spare for the 2nd successive frame, but it's not doing anything in terms of helping he and Europe build up a lead in this match.
Yeah, it was pretty unfortunate on both of those 9 spares. Can do nothing about it now as he sits in his chair and waits for USA member Mike Fagan, the king of swing. See if he can bury one and maintain the very small lead that he's got.
Came wide on that head pin, didn't he? And he's left a very, very difficult split.
Yes, he's aquaplaned out into the oil and it stayed there. And look how wide he's gone, right out to board 3 and 4. Leaves the 2, 8, 10, and the 8 pin's gone, fortunately. But it still leaves the 2 and the 10 pin. A makeable spare. If he hits that 2 pin, very fine, left-hand side. Got to give it a shot.
Oh, absolute perfection from Mike Fagan. Well played.
That's the way to take the spare. He's a bit disappointed they left it, but he's pleased that he's picked it up. He's stayed clean, and look at this. That's how thin you have to hit it. And get the 10 pin kicked out as well. Very nice too. Working on 2 spares. About time we had another strike. Mika.
He heard you, Cass. He took your advice on board and thought, well, why ever not? Strike for Mika. The first time since frame 2.
I like your style, Andy, but I'm sure Mika didn't take it or need any advice from me. But buries it right in the pocket and carries all 10. Great looking shot.
So the owner's back on New Yorker Mike Fagan. Nice curve and a very, very nice strike for Mr. Mike Fagan.
Yeah, he's playing the whole lane. He's certainly giving it some width and getting a reaction in the back end, and there we are at the halfway stage.